What's up, YouTube? Man, it's your boy Action Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing the same thing like I did for the NFC, but I'm going to be doing for the AFC. And I'm going to do the playoffs in order from the 4 division winners to the 3 wildcard teams. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man. At number 1 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. It's interchangeable with 1 or 2 because I have the Cincinnati Bengals at number 2 as well. Really, I think that Kansas City, they're pretty great. You know, they're great at drafting, but not only are they great at drafting, you got Patrick Mahomes, who's going to be, you know, your quarterback for the next 10 plus years. He's not going to stop anytime soon. He's playing like the best quarterback in the league, and he has been ever since he started in 2018. So they're going to get the number 1 seed as long as they got Andy Reid, Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes healthy. Andy Reid is there calling the plays. I think that they're going to do just fine. And I think they're going to end up anywhere from, again, 13 to 14 wins. And then with the Chiefs as well, they never played a game with Patrick Mahomes nowhere else but Arrowhead. So I think that trend is going to continue this year. Number 2, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. I got it tough between them and Baltimore because I think either one of them can win the division. And I think if whoever doesn't win that division in the AFC North, I think they're going to be the best seeded wild card come wild card weekend. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals 2. I think they're going to win that division. I think it's going to be very tough, especially with Baltimore coming in, because Baltimore, they were already a team that was going to give you troubles no matter if they had the offensive weaponry or not. But now, since Lamar Jackson coming into his 5th year now, coming into his, into the league, he finally has the weapons to compete with Cincinnati, Kansas City, Buffalo, Chargers. I think that they finally have it offensively where they can compete. Number 3, it might be a surprise, but I got the Miami Dolphins. I said it before in a prior video when talking about the top 5 AFC teams to watch. I said that we were robbed of potentially seeing a great season for the Miami Dolphins in terms of for them to at least win a playoff game, maybe win 2, playing a conference championship game, or maybe I can see them winning a playoff game but losing the next round, and that would have been tremendous strides for them. But I got Miami winning the division. I think they are a little bit better than Buffalo from top to bottom of that roster. They did really well. I love their draft so far. We're getting, Devon A-Chain, and I love their draft. And then you still have a bunch of solid players. You got Javon Holland. You got X Howard. You got Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Ramsey. Offensively, you got Tua. When he's healthy, isn't going to be much of a problem. You got Mike McDaniels. You got Jeff Wilson, Devon A-Chain, like I already said, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. So Teron Armstead at left tackle. So you have a lot of key pieces that can get going in Miami. And then you also have Vic Fangio, who's a very solid and great defensive mind. You're going to have him calling plays defensively. And I think that Miami, they're going to do just fine. I think Miami's going to win that division at the 3 seed. And I think we're going to get a wild card matchup of last year, how it was the first round between Miami and Buffalo, because I got Buffalo as the 6th seed. I think that they're going to have a pretty good year as well, but not just not an amazing year, because they lost Tremaine Edmonds. You got Kyrie Earlham, who's going to step up. You got Tre'Davious Wright coming off of an injury, and you got Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. You still got, Von Miller. You still got solid pieces defensively, but I think you took a step back on that front. Offensively, you got the offensive line who got a little bit better. I know you drafted Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida, who I loved coming out of the draft. You still got Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Dalton Kincaid, and you got Dawson Knox, who you signed to a big contract. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to do a lot of 21 personnel where they have 2 tight ends in the back, whether that back be James Cook or whoever the case might be at running back that they have. But I like what Buffalo has, but I just don't think Buffalo is going to have enough to beat Miami, who has a full roster from top to bottom, in my opinion. I know that Miami doesn't have a great quarterback. They have a solid enough quarterback, I believe, in Tua Tagovailoa to where that they can win ball games without him having to play like a top 5 quarterback in the league. With the 4th seed, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to end up being the best team in the AFC South. Now, a team that could possibly give them a run for their money is possibly the Indianapolis Colts with You got Anthony Richardson, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. That offensive line is solid. It's not what it used to be, but it's very solid, and I think Anthony Richardson can do some damage behind that. Then you do have the offensive coordinator, former offensive coordinator, now head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, but was an offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles with, Jalen Hurts, who had an MVP-like season. And I think that underneath Wyken, who was a former offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, to which Jalen Hurts had a tremendous season. I think if that underneath that development, and if they can develop what they put into Hurts, and I think Anthony Richardson has similar stature, a leader, can take a group of men and go into battle and go win games. And he has a frame at 6'5". He's just as fast as Jalen Hurts, has a bigger arm than Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. And you still got Jalen Woods, so you have a big tight end target. So I think they're going to be just fine. But like I said, I think Jacksonville is going to squeak out in that division and win it. But I won't be surprised if the Colts end up winning that division, especially since they still have some key defensive pieces like DeForest Buckner, Shaquille Leonard, Julius Brents that they selected out of Kansas State. So I think they're very solid still on that front. And I understand because of the gambling situation, but I think they'll get past that. Number 5, I got Baltimore. The reason why I got Baltimore here at 5 is because I think that Baltimore. I think that Baltimore can ultimately win the AFC North, but I just think that it's going to get them a little bit going to get going with those offensive weapons. Who knows? Lamar Jackson is a former MVP. He can get things clicking. They have a veteran with Odell Beckham. You still got Mark Andrews, who's used to the system. You're going to get Zay Flowers, if he can turn out to his full potential. Then you got Rashad Bateman. I think you have a really solidified foundation offensively. Defensively, same thing. You got great safety play out there with Kyle Hamilton, Marcus May, Marlon Humphrey. You got Odolph Owe. You got David Ojabo, Patrick Queen, Trenton Simpson, and Roquan Smith, who they traded for last year from the Chicago Bears. I think they're really stout defensively, and I think they're going to win a lot of football games this year as well. I think when Lamar Jackson's healthy, they're anywhere from a 10 to 11 win team. So I got Baltimore being the 5 seed, just missing out on winning the AFC North. 6, I already talked about it before, Buffalo. And 7, I got the LA Chargers. Now, I understand that when I talked about my top 5 AFC teams to watch, I have listed the Jets, Denver, and Pittsburgh. The teams that ultimately made the playoffs from that list was the Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, and the Baltimore Ravens. And like I said, the Jets, Denver Broncos, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers, all 3 of them didn't make it. But I can see all of them fighting for that number 7 seed to where, there's a lot of win, get in. You got to hope that one team wins, another team loses, or a tie, or whatever the case might be for a certain team to get in. But I think the Chargers are going to eke out and they're going to get a win, or, somehow they're going to figure it out to where they're the 7th seed. And I think that the LA Chargers can ultimately go to the playoffs again. I like their team from top to bottom. Like I said, if Kellen Moore can figure out his identity and get things clicking over there in LA, they'll be just fine. Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, Donald Parham. You got Rashawn Slater. Then you got Corey Lindsey. Defensively, you got J.C. Jackson, Asante Samuel Jr., Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. So you got a lot of things that you can figure out in LA. And once you just put them all together, that's a really great team. Not only do they have the names, they also got the experience behind that as well. So I think the Chargers can ultimately win the playoff, go to the playoffs, and maybe even upset the number 2 seed in the Cincinnati Bengals. But who knows? I think that would be a really great game to go down wild card weekend. But just to go over, your wild card weekend essentially for the AFC would be your 2 and your 7 seed would be Cincy versus Chargers. Your 3 and 6 would be Miami and then Buffalo, and your 4 and 5 would be Jacksonville and Baltimore. And I think that would be just a really great super wild card weekend, in my opinion. And even if you look back on the AFC, 2 and 7 Dallas and Giants, 3 and 6 Detroit and Seattle, 4 and 5 New Orleans, and the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that if you had wild card weekend matchup. It'll be really hard to determine those weekends, but it'll be a lot of fun in my opinion, I think. So yeah, man, that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.